All right guys, so today we're gonna do some draggy runs on this ML55 AMG. What is draggy, you ask? Draggy is a device that measures your 0 to 60, quarter mile, eighth mile, all that stuff. Why do you want to do draggy runs right now?
Well, I'm gonna get some headers put on it, some Longtube from Kleeman. On Tuesday I'm gonna get it retuned, and I mean, this thing's from 2000. I want to see what kind of power it still has. Engine's got about 150,000 miles on it. It's 20 years old. It's supposed to have 348 from the crank. The average 0 to 60 somewhere between 15.1 and 14.8, which is pretty good for a big SUV. Back in the day, this was the fastest SUV in the world. So we'll see how much power it still has and what it can put out after mods.
So this used to be the fastest SUV in the world. What kind of motor is in it?
It's a 5.5 liter all-motor AMG hand-built V8.
How much power does it put out?
Right now, this one's putting out 348 horsepower, 372 crank, give or take.
Okay, and then it used to be the fastest SUV in the world. Like Masood said, he's gonna do the headers and the tune. So this is basically purely for science.
Yeah.
So we can see what kind of gains this thing gets. It's a beautiful old man green. It's got the Carlson wheels. If you guys haven't seen Masood on the channel yet, but he's an avid Mercedes collector, I would say. He's got an E63 AMG. We are also going to do some draggy runs on, as well as a bunch of other AMGs, some of which are secret. So I don't know if we're going to do videos on that. Secret because the girls will have his head off if they know about it. But yeah, it's pretty sick. We're going to go do some runs. Masood is notorious for claiming quarter mile times he sees on Google and the forums say he's going to run. So I'm actually really excited to break his heart in the E63, but a beautiful car, ML55 AMG. What do you plan to do besides headers and tune? Was that it?
Headers and tune. I mean, it's got filters in it right now, but after that, probably not much else. If I really get bored, I can throw a supercharger on there for fun. Which
probably won't happen, but you never know. Given the rest of his cars, it doesn't make sense. But super clean vehicle. I actually didn't know these even existed until he got one. He has a thing for finding weird cars, but if you're watching this video, you know what this is. ML55 AMG, Mercedes guy. So
I'll take it off-roading later too. It's got full-time four-wheel drive. It doesn't matter.
He does off-road this. He actually just got the bumpers redone at Bell's Auto Sport, prettied it up because you know he did get it used, so there was a couple things he had to fix. He got those OEM roof rails on top of some other things you ended up getting.
Yeah, I got the cargo cover in the back that fits the spare. So spare is built in there, and then you get this cargo cover that actually fits the back.
Yeah.
So, you know.
There you go.
Basic stuff.
Yeah, I know.
Just getting everything all original.
Yeah, I know all these Mercedes buffs that are watching this, because, you know, anyone that looks up ML55 AMG quarter mile times is...
There's nothing out there.
Yeah, there's nothing, but if they do, this is going to pop up, and they're for sure Mercedes enthusiasts. So, yeah, without further ado, we're going to go ahead and set up the draggy. We're going to go down to Mexico real quick. And we're gonna do some quarter mile times and see what this thing puts down. It says what, 14.8, 15.1 stock?
Somewhere around there, yeah.
Some of these roads have a little bit of an uphill. I'm gonna guess we're gonna do like 15.6 to like a 16.
We'll see, I guess.
Well, we'll see. Do not cringe. It's all for science. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and set up the draggy, and hopefully you guys like these runs. Yeah, of course. Wait up. All right, ready, go.
30, 60, 1/4 mile,
15.13. Now, draggy does hold on via magnets, so that's how we do it. This is our best draggy run, the one you just saw, essentially. 0 to 60 in 6.95 seconds. Eighth mile 9.81, quarter mile 15.13. Which is all super cool. We did a couple of other runs. One of them really was like a 15.77, but that's because we had a let off. Our quarter mile, that was our best 0 to 60 at 6.95. The other two were very low sevens, like 7.2, 7.1.
Yeah, that's about right.
So
I'm pretty happy with that. I mean, all things considered, 20-year-old car. It's got the roof rails, which are going to ruin aerodynamics. 2 people in the car. It's a big, heavy SUV. It's basically right in the ballpark of where it was when it first came out.
And how many miles are on it again?
Right now, 147,262 miles.
And when you got it back, did you have Tom do spark plugs, or what kind of maintenance did you have to do?
All I had him do was engine mounts and oil change. That's literally it.
Okay, so the spark plugs, do you know when they were replaced last?
I do not know when they were replaced last. I'll probably get those done after I get the tune and headers put on.
Okay, so we assume it's been meticulously maintained, but this car is 20 years old. It does have about 150,000 miles, and it's still running the basically the projected 0 to 60 in quarter mile times, right?
It's still basically running its baseline from when it first came out,
which is super impressive. I mean, when it first came out, it might have been faster than what they projected. The
maybe
magazines.
a little bit, yeah.
That thing, that El Camino.
I've gotten this thing up to 135 on the freeway going back home from Vegas.
No. You mean 135 on the freeway coming back home to Vegas from Mexico?
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry, I get that mixed up.
You're so stupid. But yeah, so yeah, I mean, Masood's happy with it. I mean, it is his vehicle. This isn't even mine, but I'm impressed at the fact that it's running basically what magazines and Mercedes projected it to run 20 years ago. And I know there's other factors like density, altitude, and all that kind of stuff, but it was a very straight road, slight uphill, very, very slight. And yeah, I mean, it's right where it needs to be. So our next video on this ML55 is going to be, well, it's going to be the headers, and it's going to be tune, yeah, and then probably spark plugs to kind of dial everything in. And yeah, and then we'll do the second draggy run. So then when you get it tuned, do they dyno it, or is it like a street tune? It's not a street tune. Like, they'll actually solder it. It's an old ECU. Oh, so they gotta take the old chip out and then work on the computer and then resolder it back in. Oh, you have to solder it back in. That's old school, man. It is old school. That's crazy. That's crazy. So yeah, once it's tuned and everything, we'll do another draggy run to see what their Kleeman headers. Yeah, Kleeman. We'll see what the Kleeman headers and the tune is worth on an ML55 AMG, in case you do have one, or you're looking at getting one. So it looks like we're pioneers in the documentation of ML55 mods. So yeah, hopefully this is useful to you. Any videos you want to request on this vehicle, just let us know. We'll be more than happy to do it for you. And any last words, Masood? No, just look forward to the next episode. Hopefully I can get as close to 400 crank, or maybe even break 400 in this thing. Yeah, because 348 stock, right? Yeah. 400 crank. 400 crank's pretty good. Yeah. Man, that's crazy. Because what else did they use this motor on? They use this on pretty much almost any AMG back from 1999 to 2006. And then they still use this engine in the G-Wagon, just supercharged up until 2011. So they use the same motor for almost 14 years. Is this the same motor that was in your E55 AMG? Yeah, just supercharged, yeah. So he's had a bunch of these motors. He's had go through the list of AMGs that you've had. So E55 supercharged, SLK 55 all motor, this one with the 55 motor, and that's it so far. But if I find something else like a G-Wagon in a 55, I'll grab that in a heartbeat. Those are indestructible. Nah, it's too old. Whatever, man. It's too old. A little newer. I want it to last for 304,000 miles. He also has an E63 AMG 2018, I believe. Yep. We're also going to be doing draggy runs on that. That one has, I believe, downpipes, filters, and a tune. Yep. What, like 680 wheel horsepower? At least. So it's got to be somewhere around there, yeah. At least. Well, last time I did with just the tune and with the downpipes, tune and intake, it was 615 the wheels. Okay. So, with downpipes, it's going to make a big difference. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty respectable for sure. Yeah. So, yeah, I mean, excited for those E63 runs. But, yeah, I mean, Draggy's an amazing tool if you guys need one. Get this Draggy out of here, bro. Peace.